Scotty White used to park his tractor and trailer down there. And you guys had complaints up and down Washington Avenue about school buses.
That's what was written.
Yeah, the school, I remember the school buses were issues too.
Yeah.
You guys have laws with fences that if people are on a corner, that they can't have a certain height fence to obstruct a view, to keep the city safe. All I'm asking is that you either ask him to move back one parking spot and not move into the closest one, because not only do people not obey traffic laws on that street, you also now have a constant obstruction of view. I didn't sign up to live in a commercial area, it's a residential area.
Chief, back to the comment, safety-wise, one of the possibilities is to take another stall out of there to let more visible.
I would put a sign, no parking here corner, and that would put, then if he's parked there, it's done.
Right.
But the way it sits right now, with the way those, and I had this conversation with Councilman Henry, we can't just arbitrarily go and paint lines all over the city of Sunbury and say, you can't park, if you park between these lines and you're over the line, you get a ticket. I mean, who decides how big the lines are and where they go?
Well, yeah, they're definitely not uniform, but back to the safety issue, you can back a stall up there.
Oh, absolutely.
But the only thing is, there's only 6 stalls on that side of the street, so we take a stroll, and there's on that side, even the other, there's not very little off-street parking.
But Dale, going back to safety,
I've offered, by the way, because I also own the lot in that same alley, I have offered for him to park there for the safety of my children,
I would
and he has
recommend a
declined.
sign. A sign, move it back, put a sign, no parking here, corner, on both sides of the intersection. That way, cars that are coming out of the alley can look both ways and see. To me, that's the easiest solution. It's a sign on each side of the intersection, it makes it safe. We lose 2 parking spots, but if it saves a child's life, it's
that's
2
true.
parking
That's a
spots.
safety, you can't have both, you can't have stalls and each other.
And then we don't have the issue of the 11,000 pounds or the length of the vehicle. It's a sign, it's a properly posted sign in accordance with PennDOT regulations. If something's parked there, it gets a ticket, no questions asked.
Now, the vehicle that's not inspected, is it licensed?
It does have,
It does
A
have
valid.
a valid registration, but it failed inspection. I didn't do it. I've worked on his vehicles there at his house. I won't inspect them due to the fact that he wanted me to, and I stopped working on them because he wanted me to do work that I feel is unsafe. And it covers my license because now he can't say, well, this guy fixed it and he's the inspector and he said it's okay. So I no longer work on his vehicles.
But the only reason I asked that, if it wasn't registered, that's another issue.
Oh, no, it's
No,
registered.
it is registered, but it is not inspected.
It's 3 years out of
It's 3
inspection.
years out.
he has 3 vehicles, what's the third vehicle?
A
it's
U-Haul, which is parked on North Shore Railroad's property right now. It's in the stones 3 feet off
Out
the
there by the
tracks.
river. That-
It's directly across
that's
the
a
hall.
U-Haul van to begin with.
U-Haul
It's just
truck, it
make him
says
park
basic
everything up there.
construction on it. All of the trucks are
We
labeled
don't
as
have to use
commercial
no parking
vehicles.
or nothing, you know what I mean? If we could make him park up
And
there.
that's just it, we can't make it a law, that's the problem.
I don't even know if he's
We're
allowed
not
to park
talking,
there.
we're
either.
gonna check with the state.
That's one of the
If
things
you
you're
ever
trying to
get a
get
chance to check
by the
with
railroad. That's why I think on the,
see if our regulation coincides with theirs.
Captain Bennett, as a matter of fact, researched it. and
On
we
what,
can
the
enforce
vehicle?
it. Yeah,
The city ordinance pertains to class 4 vehicles. He has that registered as a class 3, so it's underneath what the code is.
we'll review it. We'll review it. and see what-
He knows that it's an obstruction because he stands on the corner and like conducts traffic. Like I should be grateful that he created a problem and
Here's
is
the
now
other
helping me
question
get
from
out.
a law enforcement standpoint, okay? Class 3, class 4, 11,000 pounds. Where am I gonna take this vehicle away? When I give him a citation, he takes a hearing, where am I gonna go say, well, it was 11,001 pounds?
Down at skill houses and transfer
You
stations.
see what I'm saying? It becomes.
He's a state inspector.
So
He
we
said
all
he's
have a
never seen
sticker
a
on the
dually that's
windshield.
under.
All vehicles on the driver door has a plate mounted fast to them that has vehicle gross weight. There's 3 gross weights: vehicle total gross weight, unloaded gross weight, and loaded gross weight.
So it's on the door.
And I have never seen, out of the years that I've been inspecting vehicles, a dually that was under 11,000 pounds.
Okay. We'll look into it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Can I get
I'm
your
sorry.
name? Your name for the record?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Is Lori still here? Excuse me a second.
She's hiding.
Did you have anything you wanted to mention on SRI?
Sure. I was just waiting until you were done.
Well,
Terry
that's
told
what
me
I
it was
thought.
gonna be a short meeting.
No problem. Go ahead. I didn't want to miss it.
I just want to remind everybody tomorrow night that we're doing the Trolls movie down on the river. We have our sign up, put that up today. Everything starts around 6 o'clock. Hopefully we have a lot of people. We're gonna be doing visors and a whole bunch of other stuff. Band's gonna have their trailer there selling food. Bring your husband, bring your kids, grandkids, bring whoever you wanna bring. I'm gonna be bringing a lot of people. Don't bring your dogs though. Kinda no dogs. But other than that, we have the tickets on sale for the Wine and Brew Festival at Corey's at Brewers Outlet. And we're working for the talent if anybody wants to do anything for the River Festival. So those are the 3 things that we're working on right now.
What time did you say the movie was?
The movie starts about dark, 8:30, but everything else starts around 6.
And you can get the ticket to Brewers for us that didn't get them yet?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, no problem. And that's it. Everybody enjoy the week. It's gonna be beautiful.
All right, Regina, do you have your hand up?
It is.
Yes, Regina Russell, community activist. Mr. Mayor, as a recipient of the rehab grant administered by CEDACOG, you received a letter reporting and accusing me of saying something I did not. And in response, I wrote a rebuttal denying the allegations and informing you there was a problem, and you did not acknowledge it, nor did you thank me for bringing it to your attention. You did take quick action.
Go ahead.
You did take quick action and directed the code office to put any and all applications for a rental permit on hold for 5 years per the agreement executed and signed by me in April of 2016.
Right.
I need to have that clarified, sir, because I don't want any problems in 5 years. So I'd like you to tell me, as though you're talking to a 5-year-old, what does that mean when you say application for a permit? Because I already have a permit, and I've been paying on a permit since 2006 when I purchased my home. And the permit was grandfathered into your new ordinance that became effective in 2006. So I just want to make sure that I understand clearly what is being said. And after 5 years, I don't want to hear someone telling me I have to apply for an application to get a permit. You understand what I'm saying?
Not really, because you're talking about 2 different things. The letter was sent because you used home rehab money for your home, and that's what it's for, that's no problem. But what it was, the letter that I got concerned you turning part of that home into rental units. You cannot do that. So all I said, wait, let me
I'm
finish.
saying to you,
can
and
never
I
interrupt
already
you.
said it, they
Let me
lied on
finish.
me. The staff person told them that I said something I did not say. That's why I wrote you a rebuttal letting you know.
I didn't see any rebuttal.
Well, somebody's withholding information from you,
I
just
got
like
your
they
letter
did from the
originally,
people with
Unless you're
CEDACOG.
calling your original letter a rebuttal.
Excuse me?
Unless you're calling your original letter the rebuttal.
I'm calling my letter to you saying and informing you that because I did not sign off on that last payment until the lazy and sloppy workmanship was done
That has
correctly.
nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yes,
It's
I
very
I
simple.
sent
It's-
the letter
You're trying to make this more
certified.
than it is.
No, I'm not. I'm
All
just
right, I don't
asking
have
you to clarify what you're saying so that I know after 5 years, I don't hear the code office or you telling me, well, you won't be in office, but whoever's going to be the mayor at that time telling me I have to reapply for a permit. That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to find out, are you saying that when you put my permit on hold, you're telling them to put my permit on hold?
You cannot rent out.
I
Well,
understand
then
that.
what are you asking me? You want me to give you an answer? I'm trying to give you an answer.
I haven't
letter
been
was-
renting. The only reason I got that permit, and I said it in these meetings many times, is because my family lived upstairs. And your ordinance says if you collect $1, you have to have an occupancy permit,
Right.
which many people in this city don't know. A lot of people have their families moving back home, living with them, family and friends, because of the opioid and the alcohol crisis, and they're collecting rent and they don't have permits. I just want to be clear about what you're saying. I don't need the long dance to Louisiana. I understand what I signed.
Then there's
I
no
did
question.
not say
There's no
to
question.
anyone that I was going to repurpose my property right after getting the grant. I understood the 5-year
Yes,
limitation.
there's no issue.
What is no issue?
There is no issue. If you understand that you can't turn that rental unit that you use home ownership money for into a rental unit for 5 years, there's no issue. Because for 5 years, you can't get a rental permit.
What
After that,
happens
you
to
will.
my permit? I want to know the permit
It's
that
on
is.
hold.
It's, what does that mean? Do I pay
That means you don't
every
need to
year?
pay $1,000 5 years from now.
No, like I said, I want to be clear. I just want to know. In the last
I'm gonna be more clear
in the
than that.
last couple of years, I have not been able to rent my unit because I had code violations.
That has nothing to do with my letter.
You're not listening to me, be
No.
patient, be patient.
I'm not
Okay,
patient.
just a little, I know, I am too, I am frustrated. I'm like, if I had a gun, I'd be shooting people, but I'm not.
You signed the paper, you know what you signed, we're all happy, we're done
I
with this
want
conversation.
to know, sir, I want to know, am I paying every year for the permit to stay? Do I still have a permit, is
You
what
will
I'm
have a permit
saying?
in 5 years.
I have a permit. Am I paying the $50 fee every year until that 5 years, and then I can rent?
Why would you have a permit if you can't? No.
See, there we go
You
now.
have the permit.
I have a
We're
permit.
not taking the permit away from you.
That's
But you
what,
can't use it for 5 years.
thank you. Now you said it to me like a 5-year-old. Thank you, now I understand that. So I have some other things, sir, that I would like to discuss. There seems to be a well-oiled machine working with a small group of people who are partners in changing the face of Sunbury, purchasing properties and renting to low-income families. These investors are not placing guidelines for their tenants, and the code office is not enforcing ordinances, allegedly because of their influence. They do not care about keeping Sunbury beautiful. I would like to also go on record reporting the bicycle shop at 355 South 4th Street, after being permitted to operate almost 2 years in non-compliance of the ordinance, 3 weeks ago, removed the fence enabling parking for its customers, which anyone attending these meetings heard you tell me the owner already had the spaces available, and that's why zoning approved the residential business. Now there is a shed almost as big as the house in the backyard. The alleyway is so narrow, you have to have a smart car to be able to turn into the property, the backyard, where you're saying that they have parking for customers. So that hasn't been a true statement for a very long time. I would like to know who sits on the zoning board. Does anybody on council know who sits on the zoning board?
Who's the zoning
Yes,
board
Bob
member?
Logman, Jesse Woodring, and Jeannie Beckwell.
Does anyone know when the zoning board approved the business to operate out of the rental property?
No, you can go to their meeting and ask them.
I don't,
That would be in the file, wouldn't it?
You know when they meet? They
We'll find out.
don't meet regularly, right? It's only when they get.
no, they only case by case.
Who are the owners of the property?
How are we gonna know that? You'll have to go to.
You
the
know
treasurer's
everything else, you certainly should know that.
office. Who owns every property?
Who owns that property?
Will we get the address?
No one, who owns that property?
No, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll get the address and what the address is.
That's all right, I'm gonna help you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, and how long does zoning have to notify the tax assessment office of a change to the property?
I have no idea.
The code office is supposed to turn that in when they approve it. If, say you go to the code office and you get a permit to build a porch, then it's the code office's responsibility to turn the permit over so that they can reassess the taxes. The county does all the reassessments for personal and property taxes.
The code office, when I question it, and I'm sure Councilwoman, you are not remembering that, but when I questioned it, Councilman Reichner said that it went to the zoning board approved it, and that's why the business was able to operate. So that's why I'm asking the question, how long does it take before the tax assessment office is notified that there's a change in the property?
This wasn't any buildings though, it was an authorization to open a bike shop. There was no physical change in that property. So the code officer didn't submit any permits.
Okay, next.
1337 Holdings LLC owns the property. Everybody in the city seems to know who 1337 Holdings LLC is.
I don't.
So, yeah, I didn't either, sir, but I'm going to be surprised that you don't. But it's the people that own the Edison Hotel, the Marketplace, and several, maybe 20 other units throughout the city. So that's where I say, it depends on, I guess, whoever owns the property, whatever influence they have with council, that's why ordinances are not, I guess, enforced. This is troubling. I've witnessed many people come to these meetings with complaints, homeowners complaining, just like these people here, saying that the code is not enforcing something to resolve their issues because the property is owned by a small group of people purchasing a great deal of properties and changing the face of Sunbury. Dancing to the tune, sir, of something you said one time, that you wanted to keep the city under poverty level so that we would be able to continue getting financial help and grants. I love it when you say it. I love it when you say it. You forget that we've
I never said it.
Yeah, you said it. You said it last year.
Mrs. Russell, man, I just want to interject.
No, please let me finish, because you have the power. So just let me finish so that you can still try to humiliate me, but it won't happen. So,
If you keep interrupting, it will never stop.
yes, so meanwhile, this group of people, they're building their wealth on the backs of residents who are trying to hold on to their properties, hard-earned investments. What should be their sanctuary is now their home, and they're not getting any help from the city council unless they belong to this nice little special club or their friends and family. There's an appearance of inappropriate behavior, and it's been going on for a very long time. I am, as a resident, am personally angry that this is permitted to continue going on. And when the rose-colored glasses are removed, no one will be laughing because the council for the past 8 years is responsible for what's happening to our city.
Thank you, Mrs. Russell.
No. On a final note, Mr. Mayor, I want to congratulate you on the council naming the recreation center after you. You didn't have to die to see the fruits of your efforts and this honor bestowed upon you.
Thank you for your campaign.
It would be nice if the council would restore the name of the softball field and dedicate it back to our veterans who live in the city of Sunbury. Thank you.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Wait a minute, what if somebody else has a question?
Yeah, nobody else, you didn't give anybody else a chance.
It's on the phone.
I have a question.
I know, but it's me. See ya.
So,
The day
I know
after the
that you committed yourself
In
to
September,
different
another one I didn't.
projects within the city.
I'm-
When
my
are you
name's
going
Nikki.
to commit
Hi,
yourself to the infrastructure and the safety of the community by putting grants forward to like the infrastructure of the city? The streets, the flooding of the different streets, officers.
We're building Chester Street.
Isn't it a street? Think what you're saying, Joe. All the blighted stuff we're taking care of, all the streets that you're paying.
Infrastructure does not encompass Chestnut Street strictly, and you know that.
What about 4th Street? What about all the streets? What about Market Street?
What about the flooding of different streets? What about the flooding?
What about it?
What are you doing to fix those problems?
Julie, if you ask, we're applying, Wednesday, we're sitting down to apply for a grant for that flooding in your neighborhood. I told you that a year ago. Yes.
Yeah, a year ago, but David,
Don't blame it on Dave.
no, 3 or 4 years ago, I asked David about my flooding situation, and he said, we've known about your situation for 20 years, and then I had a smirk on
Can I
his
ask you a
face.
question, please?
Yeah, that's not the truth. That I said.
Well, and the other thing is that I'm going to be doing work to renew my home and so forth. So I certainly hope that flooding is in there. Because I'm not going to be putting money into my property only to have it flood 10 feet from my back door. Because I don't have a variance for flooding. I don't have a variance for flooding. Meanwhile, I'm paying tax.
We're applying for a grant.
Good. When's it gonna
I
happen?
said, if I had done.
I think the check's on me.
Yeah, and I want.
I've applied for grants, Jim, and I know how it works.
I don't have a gun.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make it clear, everyone, I do not own a gun, I don't have a gun, I don't intend on purchasing a gun, so I will not be shooting anyone, and I did not threaten anyone, I said if I had a gun. I did not say I am going to shoot. Oh, man, go get your hearing aids done.
You're raw calm before you came.
I'll tell you what, she is so.
Did they adjourn?
He adjourned while she was still talking.
Wednesday. That's what he said. Wednesday, we have a meeting.
Yeah, well, that's what I said, I have a question.
She says, what do you? Yeah, absolutely.